Hello everyone, welcome to this video. Today I will be reviewing my final round game from the Midwest Open 2020. Now, for a little backstory, if you didn't hear from the other games, I went 3-1 at the official tournament, and according to the rules that were set at the tournament, I should have been Ohio State Go champion. However, the tournament director messed up and he owned up to it, so we're all good now. And so he corrected it for the AGA, and I became the official Ohio Go champion. But at the tournament, he gave the championship to the wrong person, who I honestly played very well at the tournament. I wish we could have played at the tournament. That would have been so awesome. But alas, we were in different divisions, so that's in the past. So since the person who initially was given the Ohio Go championship goes to the same club, we both agreed that it was unjust for us not to play. So even though in the AGA's eyes, I'm the Ohio Go champion, and according to the TD I am, and whatever, we wanted to decide who the true champion was because we never got to play at the tournament. Because I was 3-1 in the upper division, whereas my opponent Alex, it was actually 7-0 in the self pair division, which is like phenomenal. It's like so awesome. So we played a championship match about a week and a half after the tournament concluded, just at our local club meeting. Now, because it wasn't at the tournament, we played it just at our local club meeting, so it wasn't super serious, and we probably should have used a clock, but we didn't, so, there's time disparity and whatever. But we're calling this the championship round. So this was, in both of our eyes, to decide the true champion. So he's 2Q, I'm 5 down. We settled on 5 stones because at the tournament they were using handicap is rank discrepancy -1. So there's a 6 stone difference. At the tournament it was -1, so 5 stones. So that's how we decided on 5 stones. So enough jargon out of the way. This is the 5th round. This is a championship round. This is for all the marbles to decide who the true champion is. I am white. My opponent is black with 5 handicap stones. Very common opening. I like to do these approaches by white. Kind of based on fine art. Fine art thinks this exchange is good and then just leaves it. So that's kind of what I'm following. Black decides to switch it up and kicks and then jumps. And then, of course, just my own personal play style or game plan is always get a 3-3 in one game. So I do that. And so far, up to here, right now, black is playing a perfect opening. If you want to be or have a good position in opening, play like black is right now in a handicap game. Black is solid everywhere. White only has one corner, which could still even be taken away. And yeah, all of black's stones are strong and efficient. Efficient is probably the key word, honestly. So I approach, and then even he plays a very honte move. This is a very solid move. And not to pat myself on the back too much, but he said he learned this from my videos. So coming back to bite me in the behind, but that's okay. That's why we share the wealth, so that we can all grow together. Yeah, the point of this move is just that there's no Aji anymore. Even other moves, you might think to do this move, or this move, or this move, or this move, right? These are in this square, actually. You might think of these kind of moves, or even attach, or come on top. But especially when white has a stone already at 0-3, and you could consider invading later, you kind of don't want to touch the stone. And this move and this move might both be solid, but they actually still leave Aji behind. For example, with this move, white can peep later. And while it doesn't work directly, it's a pretty good exchange for white actually, because now there's a lot of Aji on the outside. There's Aji in the 3/3. With this move, again, this move isn't sente directly, but there's a possibility black will have to answer this at some point, and even white can look to play a move like this later as an invasion into the corner. Whereas when you play here, white gets no force moves on the outside, your corner is completely solid, everything is good in life. So this is a very good move. Whenever you play this kick and then jump, and then your opponent tries to counterattack, because this is what white's doing. White's trying to counterattack. Again, it's a handicap game. White has to initiate something. But if you just play like this, no problems. So I dive, and then another one of my favorites, I dive and then attach. And I actually did this in my 4th round game, the last video. I kind of talked about there. It's trying to over-concentrate black is the main idea. Black Hane's underneath, so I Hane on top. Extends, extend, extend, extend. Now here, it might be black's first questionable move. Like, so far, black is playing perfect. Would be playing moves I would think of, like, is playing just fine. This move, though, I'm not sure about, because at least during the game, this was the first time I was like, oh, thank goodness, I can finally play him like a move that I feel I really wanted. Because I was able to jump here. And you can see it kind of connects all these stones. So at least one, I was like, black should at least exchange this once. Maybe he was worried about touching these stones because maybe he wants to attack later. But even if you attach once, notice later black can still invade. So if black were to come back now, you can see there's no connection between these white right stones and these black or these white bottom stones. And this move is pretty much sente. Like if white fixes on the right, like this move is just too painful. Right? So, and even if white Hanes once and then comes back, black would be able to do something on the bottom. Maybe not cut directly, but there's a lot of Aji on the bottom. Yeah, maybe this move. So I would think about attaching. Because once black went here, I was like, oh, thank goodness I can actually jump. And I could tell black wasn't happy about this because black actually peeped immediately and then invaded. Again, this isn't, you know, if black wants to be aggressive, black's allowed to be. But because I have this strong wall here, it has some defects, but it's pretty solid as well. Black is kind of jumping into white's maw. So, yeah, I wouldn't, maybe a little too quick. I would maybe even peep here, or just play here directly, because if white jumps, I don't know if I would peep now. I might actually attach. Because if white Hanes, black extends. And you can see this move is very big. So then it would allow black to turn here. If white were to Hane, black would then be able to get this move anyways, and then this move. In the game, if we change the order of moves, white might not answer this move directly. White might play a pincer. Or white might just descend, right? So that's why the order of moves is actually pretty important here. So I would pincer and then attach here. If white just extends, this is already a good exchange. Black can attach, black can play here, black can do anything he wants really. So the peep might be a little too hasty. And again, because this was just at a club meeting, I forget how much time he spent on this move, but whenever your opponent has not really, this isn't really a moyo yet, but maybe a foundation, and they have a one-space jump in it, you always want to look for this kind of attachment to the one-space jump. Because a lot of people only think about the peep, but after white connects, this stone is not that valuable. Whereas you go here, the stone, depending on how white answers, has a ton of Aji. Pincer, the time, this move felt good, but I think it's a mistake because once black jumps, there's still not a clear connection between these 2 stones here and these 2 stones here. So I think I need to be a little forceful. So I want to attack these. So I should play a move like this. If black just jumps, then I can peep and then just cleanly connect like this. Right? This would be very direct. Because black played at e2 though, this corner is still completely fine. But white would be connected. So black's... I don't think black was trying to attack the stone necessarily, but black's invasion wouldn't be as effective now because white would just be completely connected. If black tries to push and cut though, I'd be very happy with this just to take these 2 stones. Because it's actually a pretty big capture. Yeah, I might even be able to Hane. Do something like this. Maybe this would be risky, but even if just going here once and then later would be like this, I wouldn't be too unhappy as white. This is a pretty big territory early on. And I wouldn't be so worried about a black pincer. Because I have faith in my Sabaki to use this adulator. If black just blocks on this side though, you can see I'm getting stones here, which if black just keeps blocking, I would then be able to come in. So this move is definitely much better. I'm at least 99% positive this move's better than here. Because after black jumps, I'm still not connected. Like, if I play this move, maybe black wouldn't do it directly, but later black can cut like this. So my shape isn't as clean. So that's why I had to do this move, but again, I'm still not connected. And then black plays here, which again, maybe black has made a few minor mistakes, but so far black is playing very strongly, and I think I let my emotions get to me a little bit too much. Like I was like, man, Alex is playing very well. I need to do something, so I just plopped the stone in. Again, I don't think this is very good at all, but desperate times call for desperate measures, I guess. Because black has successfully invaded the bottom. Because black is super solid in the bottom left, my stones here aren't doing a whole lot. And I was very happy to get this one space jump here. But in exchange, black was able to pincer here. So if I can't do anything... So black got a free move up here, basically. So I just plopped the stone in. I think black should... In the game, black played here, which led to some complications. Again, not game ending for black, but I think just playing a solid move like this, even though white can play here, because this move is sente, it's not super clear for white. Right? Like this move is still sente, this move is sente, and then just hane, right? Either cut or extend. Either way, it's going to be tough for white. So I think black should just play simply by going here. I got to bump, hane, bumps. But so you can see black gets a very similar result, but black shape is much worse than in the other variation. Again, I Atari. So I Atari'd because I'm like, okay, now he cannot ladder these. Right, because this move is an Atari. Whereas if I didn't make that exchange, black would just be able to do Atari and ladder the stone. But it turns out black actually has a better move than the Atari or anything here. Black did not see it though. It's playing this move. This is a very nice move, and I did not see it during the game. Yeah, it's actually very difficult for white now. Because directly it's looking to cut this stone off, which if black's able to, would connect all of black's stones. So white would like to refute this somehow, but it's actually pretty impossible. If white comes up, black just blocks. White's actually already captured. White cannot do this. Not captured, but black would just connect here. White stones aren't doing a whole lot. Actually, black would just Atari here. Yeah, black would just Atari here. Same thing here, nothing. White's best move is just to go here, but after this, you can see it's very painful for white to run these stones out. And again, because there's not a good connection between these two white stones and white's bottom stones, it's very difficult. The main issue is no matter what white does, this move is sente for black. Because it, well, black can directly cut, but yeah, black could actually just cut directly. In the game, this move is the what the move black looks for, and I'll show you why. When black goes here, though, again, this is threatening. Like, I don't have time to play in the center because black would just cut off. So I was trying to find a way, a sente way to connect, and I somewhat did. I haned here. The point of the hane is if black hanes back, I can Atari here, and this Atari actually prevents any cut here. Because once white gets the stone at d5, this is a double Atari. So black should play this move. This prevents white getting d5 in sente. So even though white can push in a little bit more, because black played super solid, there's no aji in this corner. So white would need to defend somehow. And then black can just capture in the center. So again, pretty difficult if black plays here. Again, it looks like a very bad move, but it's actually the best move here. Black could also consider just going here directly, giving up this stone here in the corner. It is, yeah, that capture is pretty big. Capture's pretty big. Corner is big too, but these 5 stones are very important, so yeah, black could consider just cutting too. So black kind of let white do what white wanted, because after this I'm like, okay, now I'm connected, so I can turn back to the corner. And this is the point where I was saying that black can play this move at any time, and black really should play this move. It's sente, so take the sente while you can, and it's very bad for white to answer in any way. Like the best move is this, but you can see white's shape is just terrible. It's just so bad. Even if black came back now and haned, you know, white's not alive in the bottom left or in the center. So by black going here actually was a big relief, because I got to hane here. He haned back, and then I connected. Again, black could still do this move, and I was kind of waiting for black to play that move, but he never got to it. So he attaches, which is a good move for sure. And then extends. And then this is an important point, because if I just come back and black's able to come back here, these stones are in a lot of danger still, or even do this one. These stones in the center, white stones, are in a ton of danger, especially since this move is sente, which means this whole group on the left isn't alive. Black would be having a dual attack, and it would just be not good for white. Plus, actually, these bottom right stones for white are not alive either. So I really want to be able to play this move, but these 2 black stones are the important stones. So if I'm unable to capture these 2 stones, these 4 stones would either be captured, or black would be able to attack the bottom right. Like white would be able to escape here, technically. But you can see the right side is just getting completely isolated, and this center, whatever is center fight, sorry, this center fight isn't resolved yet. But I did play here, so the question is can I capture these 2 stones? So if I just play this kind of move, black will play here, and this is very bad for white. If I cut here, black would just give up. Very similar. The question is, can I ladder these stones? If we do the ladder, we can see that it looks like it goes here, but black has a way out either way. So the ladder actually does not work. So the question is, did I make a mistake? Did I make a mistake here? Because if I made this mistake, or if this is a mistake, this would be game ending probably. So the question is there a move? And the answer is yes, there is a move. So I'm going to give a second to see if you can see how to capture these two black stones in the center. So the move to capture these two stones is right here. You can kind of see it's actually kind of the shape point of these three stones here is right here. So if black disconnects, so you can see it's threatening to cut, right? So if black just extends, white can cut. So the question is, if black goes here, white can capture. The real question is, what happens if black goes here? So Atari. So it looks like it's the same exact ladder, but through Dawn magic, it actually makes it so the ladder actually hits the stone cleanly. Yeah, so by playing here by playing this ladder as opposed to this ladder actually changes the outcome of the ladder, which is kind of insane. And I'm actually very proud of this move. I'm very happy I saw this. Very thankful I had the stone in the upper right as well, but that's why, you know, fine art kind of says just get those stones in there. But yeah, very proud of this move. And we were playing semi-quick at this point, but this is definitely the time when black spent a lot of time. I don't know if he's reading out the ladder or deciding what to do, but yeah, this is a very, again, crazy how I actually saw this, because I saw this here, right? I had to be able to see it here. So I'm very happy with this. The game, black did read it. It just goes here. So I got to cut, and Atari, and then capture. So I actually was able to capture the center stone, so I'm all connected. So now these black lump of stones are not in danger, but weak, and now these black stones here are kind of floating. And I thought black would just play here. Because white's still not alive here, and it kind of connects his groups. And he played here, which again I thought was a very, it was just a thank you move to me, because I just Hana'd here, black went here, and then I pushed, black Atari'd, and I connected, and then black fixed. Again, it's hard to say which one's better actually. This one has to be better though, right? Yeah. Because white going here later completely destroys black's eye shape. But either way, it looks like there's a cut here, right? So if white goes elsewhere, the question is this cut lethal for this bottom right group? And actually the answer is no, it is not. Because if this happens, and again, I saw this in the game, I can play this move here, play here, black fixes, and then I can play at P1, and this group is alive. I have an I at P2, and I have Mi between N1 and R1 to make life. So that means I have Sente, because this cut doesn't mean anything. So I actually turned my attention to here, played here. Now I really wanted to play here, because of course it's the weakness of that shape. And the issue is if black plays here. Maybe I can throw in Atari and then attach. Or maybe attach here. Yeah, I think attach here. Maybe this is fine. White extends, I can attach there. Yeah, maybe I probably should have just attached. It was my gut instinct to attach because it destroyed black's shape, but Yeah. I just went here, though. Maybe I could have done there, but alas, I just jumped. Because at least I'm still attacking black on a hole. Black plays here. And then I covered, and then black plays a very nice move. On the goblin's nose. So I of course block, and then black cut. So again, black is playing super solidly, especially for a 2Q. Thus far in the game. His moves are very sharp. So I think I should just play here. If white comes up, I'm actually able to Hane here. Because if white Hanes, I can Hane back. Or if black Hanes, I can Hane back. If black cuts, I can cut. Or I can actually just ladder these stones. So black needs to do something like this. But then once I connect, you can see black stones here are very, very weak. So again, this would be good. So I should have just played down. Black will probably jump. But even if I just cover, I get back the right side territory. I've connected in the center. Black has a weak group here. It should be much better. So you'll see that I get a similar result, but it's a little better for black. Because black plays here. Here. Now, if I do this directly, Atari, because this is the move, this is what I want to be able to do. Like this. When black Atari's here, it might look like I would be able to win the semi-ad this way. Like this, right? But black can actually just Atari on this side. And white's unable to connect here, because it would be a connect and die. So I couldn't do that directly. So I had to play here first. And then if black connects, then I have an extra liberty. Plus, black's 3 stones here are actually in a lot of danger. And yes. So black, though, just gives these up, squeezes, and now you can see he has eye space. And my right side, while it has a lot of room to live, you can see its point-wise is not worth as much as the other variation where if I go here, like this. Yeah, this would be worth much more, point-wise. And the shape's just much better. Black goes here. So I think I made a mistake here, as I did this directly. Black can cut, of course, but I can Atari and then Atari here. Black covers, Atari, and then goes here. So now I have a decision to make. If I connect, this will make this a false eye, but black would be able to jump. And if black's able to jump and connect, these 2 stones, or this false eye isn't even false anymore. Or if black's able to connect or make an eye here. And I thought it was pretty hard for black, or for white to take away an eye there. So at this point, I played elsewhere, where if black takes, then I'm able to get an advantage on the top. But again, black playing sharply as he is, extends once, then when I jump, black takes. So I shouldn't do any of these moves, I think. It might be better, I'm not sure, but I should just do this directly. Issues if black can connect here. Black actually has quite a few points there. Yeah. Although maybe this move... Actually, this move does work, doesn't it? But black would be alive, so it doesn't. Yeah. So black would be able to connect here. So maybe it is better to play that out directly then. Because at least in this variation, I capture these stones. But, again, black plays very sharply. And I come down. Wedges, extend down. Peep. Might be Ajikeshi. Might be. Hard to say, though. Extend down. The instinctual move is to go here, but when black Hanes, you can see black's corner is bigger, and it has a follow-up of this clamp. So white isn't alive on this side. So that's why I came down. it's better for eye space. Black comes down too. And then I connect. This does connect my stones. There's nothing black can do to cut white off. If black goes here, white just connects, and you can see very similarly. I'm just able to connect. So just connect my stones. Black does owe a move on the top. So black does add a move. So now white to play wherever white wants. And I chose... Oh, black does attach once. Okay. Wait, we didn't play this out, didn't we? Yeah, doesn't black go here? No? Black attach once. And then comes down. What does black do? Plays that one too. And then comes down. Okay. Sorry, I got a little confused there. So now I play this move. Again, this move was so big. Black extending here. Oh, it's so big. Black extending here, I mean, so big. It was like the move I was eyeing for like the last 30 moves. So big. Especially once black is weak here. Now we have two weak groups. Black does go there. Cuts. So now we do this variation where I live in the corner. Plays here. And then he extends, extend, and then jump. So I'm still kind of going after these stones. They can live with one move. I think black just goes there. Black's already alive. But I need to do something with these stones, so I jump. And then black played here, which it felt greedy at the time. He is taking away my base, but I wasn't actually too scared because I can just jump, and actually I'm eyeing this peep here. And I'm still going after this group here. So it felt like away from the action almost. Like I would just want black to jump again. You know, do something that way. This move just felt like a second line move. Plus, I can play a move like... let's see, a move around here. I don't know which one exactly, but it'll force black to go here, and then I can connect. If black disconnects me, I'm able to play here. So, white's very willing to give up this one stone here. So I would actually like black better if he just extended from this side. Somehow. Maybe here or here. Because this goes after the whole group. Yeah, if white just connects, then of course this is good for black. But white, it kind of makes this stone actually... It's kind of weird, makes it heavy, because it makes black need to play differently if white plays here. Right? If black didn't play there at all, black would easily just come down, right? But because black played here, black has to play differently if I play moves like this or like this. Again, not sure which one's the best, but you get the idea. Threatening to connect to the upper left group while threatening to capture this black stone, which would be a lot of points actually. So this, I think, was a thank you move. So I just jump. Again, I'm looking at this peep here. Black plays here. Might be a co-threat. There wasn't an eye there anyways. And if there was, it was a gote eye. So I think this is a co-threat wasted, which is always important. Black cuts. And then I get my peep. So at this point, I feel very confident. Or I feel like, not confident, but I feel like I'm getting back into the game. Yeah. Black attaches and then cuts. I Atari down. And then black takes the top. So I think black got a little too bloodthirsty looking at this group. I think the cut's good. I think just extend though. This white might be able to, well actually white can't play there yet. White has to go here. If white goes here, black can actually just go here. And then white can capture the one stone, but it wouldn't be worth a lot. And if white comes down, black can go here, and you can see, yeah, white's unable to connect. So I think this is definitely the better way for black to play. White needs to go here. Same thing. Black can go here. And then extend up. So this is definitely a better way for black to play. You can see black actually gets not a lot of points, but some points on the top. And white doesn't really get a lot of points in the center. And again, white's not alive on the left. So black would either be able to reduce the center or attack the left side. So by going here, you can see, sure, black saves these stones here. But in doing so, white takes a lot of points on the side. And black's not alive now here. And yeah, these stones here aren't worth a lot. But I think he wanted the thickness, quote unquote thickness, to attack this left side group. This move is, I need to come back to connect. So I just played here first. Yeah, just because if black comes on this side, then I can still connect. So it doesn't it doesn't force black to go here, but it kind of does as well. So now I get to connect. This move, by the way, is also big for black. So if I just come back and black plays something like this, even just connect. White's not dead, but it's a big move endgame wise. So I kind of skipped over this, but can't cut directly because black will just give up the one stone. Like so. So I had to pull back, force black to connect, and then, yep. So now black needs to do something with the center group, which he does. He peeps, peeps, and peeps. Not sure about these peeps. It does make white's shape very poor, but I'm not sure how it's directly helping black. This feels like kind of a Q mentality I see a lot, where if you can peep, just peep. Again, I think he is trying to attack here, but again, he does need to go here. If he does something in the center, white goes here, and white would just connect. So, yeah. Maybe he saw this after he peeped, but regardless. Play here, extend, and then jumps, because again, he needs to live. So at this point, so one, black cannot go here, because this move is a double peep. If black connects, I'm able to just cut through. If black saves on this side, this move is an Atari, so it's a Sente cut. So that's why I'm able to extend here. So that's why after this, black just goes here. So I am connected. So I'm looking at this board, and it's definitely a close game, but I think black has a slight lead. Black has the upper right and lower right corners, which are pretty big. Even though black has 5 groups, which, you know, they say the more groups you have, the harder it is, but black's played well enough in the opening that his foundation was good enough, right? So I'm like, oh, can I kill this group? Right, I've got it completely surrounded. The issue with this is the move to take away black's base, but once black goes here, black is completely alive. But you might be thinking, oh, well, just go here. But when black goes here, this actually threatens to cut. Because of black's super solid move at e2, this move does threaten to cut. So I need to prevent the cut somehow. Like, I cannot do a move like this because black can just cut. Like so. And I cannot capture this stone here. So even if I play a move like this, black would just attach. And if black extends, or white pushes through, black will extend. And make this exchange, force me to live, and then cut. Like this. And again, white's unable to capture here because this move is an Atari. So white would need to go here. But I actually don't know what's better, going here once or just going here directly, but you can see white's not alive, and white would lose this semi-eye. Yeah, and this N1 is very important to get before this, because if black doesn't make this exchange, if black just cuts directly, like this, this move actually threatens to connect or live. So this would be game over for black. So black would need to make this exchange here at some point. I think here's the best time to. Black just does this. Well, black does this, he would actually not be alive. So black needs to do this attachment. Again, white can't clamp either, because when black connects, black's able to cut here. If black goes here, black wouldn't be alive. So that's why black can't just block. So it's actually a very interesting Sumego. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So basically it's close, but I just barely, black lives, basically. And this is actually when I spent quite a while, actually. It's probably the longest pause I had in the game. I'm a relatively fast player. And since this wasn't AGA rated or anything like that, so while it was at the championship round, I didn't take as long as maybe I should have throughout the game. So I was playing relatively quickly through the whole game. But at this point, I definitely took a long time, because I'm like, I know it's close. I want to be able to, or black has a solid lead, I should say. White's territories aren't that big. So I need to do something here. So I played a move. I played F3, which by itself looks like a very strange move. But what it's trying to do is it's trying to protect this cut here that I showed in the game. And black was so careful through the whole game. But at this one moment, I remember he pretty quickly played here. And at this moment, I was like, checkmate. I didn't say it to him, but I felt in my mind like, oh, that was black. All you needed to do was just play down like this, or do something, right? It's just for simplicity's sake, just go here and live. And the best white can do is probably this and then block, right? Which isn't even Sente. But black, I don't know, hastily, or I don't know, just was like, what does that move? Just answered. And at this point, I'm like, okay, now everything I've read out here works. So again, if we do the same variation with this move, black plays here. This move is now right before black could cut here, but because of this exchange at F3, black cannot cut, because it would be as self-Atari. So, yeah, after this, something like this happened, black is just dead. And at this point, I think he realized what the mistake he made by answering. Don't know if he read it all out, but yeah, you can see plays there. I can cover, which threatens to cut, so he needs to protect, and then I can play at K2. So now black is just dead, which means this group here is dead. And it actually does not have a lot of liberties. So he tries to play here as an all-out last-ditch effort, but again, black has no liberties here. Black has, I think, 3 liberties, which is not enough. Like white can go here, black covers. You can see black just 1 liberty, and then 2 liberties, 1, 2, and white has a ton. So not only is this move, it probably is black's last effort here, but not only does this move not work, but it also allows me to play this move, which again is a double threat. And at this point, I was able to cut this, and you can see I just cut these off too. And again, there's no way black can win this semi-eye. So we play some moves. He tries to live here, but it's just futile at this point. Okay, here, take, cut, Atari, can cut, extend, cut, take, beep here, play there, and then cut. Again, I went through that pretty quickly, but black really couldn't make two eyes there, and at this point he resigns. Which again, this was such an intense match, and yeah, Alex played so well. So even though the result may not have been what he wanted, he should be very happy with this game as well, because he played so well. I was on the back pedal the entire time. It was just one mistake black missed with the F3 move here that led to black's downfall. And yeah, so I was able to beat him, and even though I was already the official Ohio Go champion, this kind of cemented it to me because I beat the person that was crowned at the tournament and who went 7-0 from Ohio, and yada yada yada. So yeah, very good game. Thank you, Alex, for being a good sport about it, for being willing to do this kind of championship match, and for playing such a really good game. Like, you really did play very well, much stronger than 2Q. Honestly, you did not play like a 2Q. And you went 7-0 at the tournament, so you know, maybe you're not 2Q. Maybe you've gotten stronger, which is always good. But yeah, that's it for this video and review, and that's it for the 2020 Midwest Open. I am the 2020 Ohio Go champion, which is honestly around 8 years of playing. You know, starting out as 14Q 8 years ago. You know, but I did not see myself getting this far. So it's a good honor to be able to represent my state. And yeah, very happy and proud of myself. So, and I want to thank everybody, like people at my local club and my dad, who also plays, who have pushed me to be the best Go player I can be. Yeah, so thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions about anything, please let me know in the comment section. I will also have, there were 2 news articles about this event done by the AGA. I'll have those linked in the description if you're interested. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching the 2020 Midwest Open game series. And what am I trying to say? I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.